and wake up after you know too much. Why you wouldn't last 24 hours? The truth will burn you!
What is this? I don't understand. This is too much. I'm too much. They'll find me. I won't last 24 hours.
You wake up at 6:43 a.m., not because of your alarm, because your phone won't stop buzzing. You reach for it, eyes half open, brain still half asleep. 47 notifications. From people you haven't spoken to in years. From numbers you don't recognize. From accounts you've never seen. All saying the same thing. Where did you send this? Where same? To what did you do? Train. You need to call me. Now. You sit up. Confused. Heart already racing. You open your email. Sent folder. Last night. 2:47 a.m. An email from your account to 3,400 recipients. Journalists. Politicians. NGOs. Human rights organizations. Interpol. Subject line. Q, I can't stay silent anymore. Q. Attached. 847 documents. 12 videos. 3 spreadsheets. You stare at the screen. You didn't send this. You were asleep at 2:47 a.m., but it came from your account. Your password, your email, your name. And the documents? The documents you weren't supposed to have. The ones you found 6 months ago. The ones that kept you awake every night since. Someone used your account. Someone sent everything to everyone. And now the world knows, and now they know you know. And they're coming. You need to think. Fast. 6 months ago, you were a data analyst at a mid-sized consulting firm. Routine work, spreadsheets, reports, numbers. Until one Tuesday afternoon when your boss asked you to archive old client files. You were supposed to move them, not read them. But one folder had a name that didn't match the others. Project Lighthouse. You opened it, and what you found inside changed everything. Financial transfers. Millions. Across 14 countries. Shell companies connected to shell companies connected to shell companies. At the end of every chain, the same 7 names. Politicians, judges, corporate executives, people who shaped the world. And the transfers weren't for business. The dates matched events, disasters, elections, court verdicts. Someone was paying someone to make things happen, or not happen. You closed the folder, pretended you never saw it, but you copied it first, because some things you can't unsee. And now that copy is in 3,400 inboxes around the world. You didn't send it, but someone did. Someone who knew you had it. Someone who knew you were too afraid to send it yourself. Your phone rings. Unknown number. You answer. Silence, then a voice, low, calm. Yes, you should have deleted it when you had the chance. Oui. The line goes dead. You have maybe 20 minutes before they get here, whoever they are. You don't know who sent that email. You don't know who called. But you know one thing. Those 7 names in the documents? They have resources. They have reach. They have people. And now, those people know your name, your address, your face. You look around your apartment, laptop, phone, wallet, keys. What do you take? What do you leave? You grab the laptop. The documents are on here too. The originals, no. Too heavy, too obvious. You grab your external hard drive. Smaller. Easier to hide. Wallet. Cash only from now on. Cards can be tracked. Phone, you look at it. GPS, microphone, camera. They can see everything through it, but without it you're blind. You take it. But you turn off location services, turn off Wi-Fi, turn off Bluetooth. You pull on clothes, shoes, jacket. And you think, where do you go? Police? Those 7 names include 3 people who control police departments. Lawyer? You can't afford one who isn't connected to them. Friend? You'd be putting them in danger. You're alone. Truly, completely alone. With the most dangerous information in the world. And 20 minutes, 19 now. You open your door, peer into the hallway. Empty. You step out, move toward the stairs. Hey. You freeze. Your neighbor, Elena, 30s, works from home, always friendly. You okay? You look pale. You study her face. Do you know her? Really know her? You've lived next to her for 2 years. Borrowed sugar once. Exchanged Christmas cards. But who is she really? This is what it does to you, the knowledge. It makes you look at everyone differently, like they might be one of them. Fine, you say. Just tired. She nods. Looks at your jacket, your bag. Going somewhere? Too many questions. Jim, rot, you say. She smiles, goes back inside. You take the stairs, 3 floors down. You're almost at the lobby when you hear it. Above you, on your floor, a door opening, footsteps. Not Elena's. Heavier. More than one person. You don't look back. You push through the lobby door. Hit the street and run. The city is just waking up. Morning commuters, coffee shops opening, delivery trucks blocking traffic. Normal, ordinary, alive. You walk fast, head down, hood up. Your phone buzzes. Again. A text from your boss. My office. Now, do not talk to anyone first. Sheer. You don't reply. Another text. Your sister. What is happening? Mom saw your name on the news? Cheer. The news. You stop. Pull out your phone. Open a news app. It's loading. Then it hits. Your name, your photo, your company name. Company. Anonymous whistleblower sends explosive documents to thousands of recipients worldwide. They haven't confirmed the documents are real yet, but they're talking about them. Every major outlet, every language. Your name is everywhere, and your photo is from LinkedIn, the professional headshot you spent $200 on 3 years ago. Now it's on CNN, BBC, Reuters. You put the phone in your pocket, keep walking. A man passes you. Business suit, coffee in hand. He glances at you. Does he recognize you? Probably not, but maybe. But you turn a corner, then another. Trying to lose anyone who might be following, trying to think, trying to breathe. Your whole life just ended, and the day has barely started. You need to sit, think, plan. You duck into a small coffee shop. Corner seat, back to the wall, eyes on the door. You order with cash. The barista doesn't look up. Good. You open your laptop, the documents. Still there, on the hard drive connected to the laptop. You look at them again. Project Lighthouse, 847 files. You've read most of them, over the past 6 months. Late at night, alone. Financial records showing money moving from legitimate businesses into political campaigns, into legal defense funds for judges who then made very specific rulings, into media companies that then ran very specific stories. It's a machine, invisible, efficient, decades old, and 7 people run it. You don't recognize all the names, but 3 of them? 3 of them are names everyone knows. People who appear on television, who give speeches about justice, about democracy, about doing what's right. While signing off on this. 6 months ago, you closed the file and tried to forget, but you couldn't, because you're not that person, or you didn't think you were. Your coffee arrives. You wrap your hands around the cup. They're shaking. When did that start? A man walks in, coat, hat, doesn't order anything, sits near the window, looks at his phone, then looks at you. You close the laptop. Time to move. Outside, moving again. Your phone buzzes. Unknown number, different from before. You almost don't answer. But something makes you... Don't hang up. Ah, a woman's voice. My name is Rachel Kim. I'm an investigative journalist. I received the documents this morning. I've been working on this story for 8 months. I know you didn't send that email. You stop walking. How do you know that? Because I know who did. Heart pounding. Who? Someone on the inside. Someone who knew you had the files and knew you were paralyzed. They forced your hand? Why? Because the story needs a face, a name, a real person. Documents alone aren't enough. They needed someone attached to this. Okay, you understand now. You were chosen, not randomly, deliberately. They used me. Yes. You, and now I'm the target. Yes. So what do I do? Rachel pauses. You talk to me. On record. With your face, with your name. You become the story they can't suppress. Because suppressing documents is easy. Suppressing a living, breathing, talking human being, much harder. You look around the street, empty for now. Where are you? Ryu. She gives you an address, 12 blocks away. You start walking. You're 6 blocks from Rachel's location. That's when you notice him. Gray jacket, medium height, unremarkable face. He was behind you 2 blocks ago. He's still behind you. You test it. Turn left at the next intersection. Unnecessary. Takes you off route. You check behind you. Gray jacket turns left. You turn right, cross the street. Gray jacket crosses the street. You're being followed. Your heart rate doubles. Don't run. Running confirms you know. Walk. Normal pace. Think. You have 12 blocks of open street ahead of you. One person behind you. Maybe more you haven't spotted. You duck into a pharmacy. Browse. Pretend to look at vitamins. Watch the door in the mirror on the wall. Grey jacket walks past. Doesn't enter, but he slows down. Waiting outside. You go to the counter. Buy something. Anything. Hand sanitizer. Ask the pharmacist. Jim, is there a back exit? She looks at you strangely. Deliveries only. Staff. Shoo, please. I just need... Eat. She studies your face. Something shifts in her expression. She's seen the news. She recognizes you. For a second, you don't know which way this goes. Then she nods. Quietly. Follow me. The pharmacist leads you through a stockroom, past shelves of medication, past 2 surprised employees, to a metal door. She pushes it open. A narrow alley. Dumpsters. Pigeons. Thank you, Rudd, you say. She nods. Doesn't ask questions. Some people just decide in a moment which side they're on. You move through the alley. Fast. Head down. Come out on a different street. No grey jacket. You check your phone. Text from Rachel. Where are you? Are you okay? You type back. Almost there. Being followed. Coming different way. She responds immediately. Don't use your phone GPS. Turn it off completely. Too late for that advice. But you turn it off now. Navigate from memory. 3 more blocks, left, right, straight. You find the building. Old, unremarkable, no sign. 3rd floor, room 7. You take the stairs, 2 at a time. Knock. The door opens immediately. Rachel Kim, late 30s, tired eyes, sharp face. Behind her, a small room, laptops, cables, coffee cups. Another person, older man, camera equipment. Come in, she says. He quick. You step inside. She closes the door, locks it, looks at you. Sherm, are you ready to talk? And for the first time since you woke up this morning, you say yes. The camera is small. You didn't expect that. You expected something more dramatic. Studio lights, microphones, just a laptop camera, a small LED light. Rachel sitting across from you with a notepad. We're recording. Everything you say can be used. You understand? Freeze. You nod. Please say it out loud. For the recording. Fee. I understand. Free. She nods. Leans forward. Tell me about Project Lighthouse. She and you talk for the first time in 6 months. You tell her everything. How you found the files. What you saw. What you understood. The names. The connections. The money. The machine. Rachel doesn't interrupt. Just listens. Takes notes. Occasionally asks a clarifying question. The older man behind the camera doesn't move. Outside the window, the city goes about its morning. People going to work. Children going to school. The ordinary rhythm of ordinary life. None of them knowing what you're saying in this room right now. None of them knowing that the people who shape their world, their laws, their news, their justice, are the same people who built this machine. When you finish, Rachel sits back. How do you feel? In strange question. Terrified, Roas, you say? But also you think about it. In lighter. Kim, she nods. That's what truth does. Her phone buzzes. She looks at it. Her face changes. What? You ask. Rachel turns the phone toward you. A news alert. Documents released overnight, confirmed authentic by 3 independent experts. Real. The documents are confirmed real. You feel something shift in the room. This just became different. Rachel is already typing. The older man is checking his camera footage. Another alert. Is company named in documents releases statement denying all allegations. Then another. Senator, name redacted, cancels all public appearances. Then another. Interpol confirms receipt of documents. Investigation opened. It's happening, actually happening. 6 months of paralysis, 6 months of fear, 6 months of what if and should I and what would it cost. And in one night, someone else made the decision for you. And the world is already moving. Rachel looks at you. There's something else. Chew. She pulls up another window on her laptop. A forum. Dark corner of the internet. Your name, your address, your photo, and a message. To find him before he talks more. Chew. Your address is there. Your apartment number. Everything. How long has this been up? You ask. 2 hours. 2 hours. Anyone could have seen it. Your sister. She's been calling since this morning. You've been ignoring it. But Rachel says, call her back. Tell her to leave her house. Right now. Don't explain. Just go. You dial. She answers on the first ring. Oh my God. What is happening? Mom is, And listen to me. Stop talking and listen. Silence. I need you to take the kids and leave the house right now. Go to Aunt Patricia's. Don't pack, just go. Why? What? Please? I can't explain right now. Just trust me. A long pause. Are you safe? No. I'm working on it. Are you in trouble? The biggest understatement of the decade. Just go, please. I'll call you when I can. Nah. She hangs up. You sit there, phone in hand. You've just pulled your family into this. They didn't choose this. You didn't choose this. But here you all are. Rachel puts a hand on your arm. She'll be okay. Shoo, you nod. You don't believe her, but you nod. Rachel lays it out. The older man. His name is David, former foreign correspondent. 20 years in conflict zones. We publish in 4 hours, Rachel says. Full story, your interview, the documents, expert analysis, everything. Hinder 4 hours, the longer we wait, the more time they have to suppress it, to discredit you, to create a counter-narrative. What happens after? Rachel and David exchange a look. It gets loud, hey, David says. Very loud, for a while, hey, and then, it depends on how loud, hey. You understand, if enough people know, if it spreads fast enough, if it becomes impossible to ignore, then maybe the machine breaks. Or maybe it just adapts. Machines like this have survived before. What happens to me? Sure, you ask. You'll need a lawyer. Right, Rachel says. We have contacts, people who specialize in whistleblower cases. Russ, can they actually help, Rod? They've helped before. Chew, not a yes, but not a no. And physically, my address is on that forum. Chew. We're working on getting you somewhere safe after publication. Chew. Cheer after. Chew. Chew, we need you here until then. Chew. You look around the small room. Laptops, cables, coffee cups. This is the front line. Not a battlefield, not a war zone, just a room, with people trying to do something true. Okay, ears, you say? Ears, okay? Ears, let's publish. They move fast, but the other side moves faster. An hour into the final preparation, David's phone rings. He listens, face unreadable, hangs up. And they filed an injunction, trying to block publication. Yes, Hanj, and can they do that? Yes, they're trying. Our lawyers are fighting it. Sure, Rachel keeps typing, doesn't look up. They'll file injunctions in every jurisdiction, UK, Australia, Canada, trying to create enough legal noise to slow us down. Shut the certs, will it work? Shits, show if we were a newspaper. Maybe, but we're not publishing in one place. Cheed, she turns the laptop toward you. A list of partner organizations, 17 countries, different legal systems, different jurisdictions. They can't block all of us simultaneously. So, another buzz. David again. One of our partners just pulled out. Legal pressure. Suff, 16 countries. Another buzz. Suff, 2 more. Suff, 14. Rachel's jaw tightens. She picks up her own phone, makes calls. Rapid fire. 3 conversations in 10 minutes. Okay, she finally says. We still have 11 solid partners. That's enough. She looks at you. There's something else. They claim you stole the documents. They are preparing criminal charges. You knew this was coming. Okay. You're not worried? I'm scared to death, but that doesn't change anything. Rachel looks at you for a long time. You know what's interesting? Everyone I've ever interviewed in your situation says the same thing. The fear doesn't go away. You just decide to keep going anyway. You nod. Publish it, you say. The article is written. The documents are packed. The partner organizations are ready. Now you wait. Lawyers on 3 continents argue over injunctions. Rachel's on the phone. David monitors the feeds. You sit in the corner and think about the last 6 months, lying awake every night, staring at the ceiling, knowing what you knew, feeling how it weighed you down, like a weight that grew heavier every day. You told yourself you were protecting yourself. You told yourself it wasn't your responsibility. You told yourself someone else would step forward, someone braver, someone with more resources, someone who has nothing to lose. But no one came, and the weight grew heavier and heavier, until someone else made the decision for you. And now you're here, about to lose everything, your job, your privacy, your security, maybe your freedom. But the weight is gone, completely, replaced by something else. Not exactly peace, more like clarity. That's the right thing. No matter what comes next, that was the right thing to do. Rachel looks over. Preliminary injunctions rejected. All of them. She takes a deep breath. We're ready to go. Rachel's finger hovers over the button. She looks at you. Last chance. You think about your apartment, your routine, your normal life before this morning. Now go. Everything. Do it, you say. She presses the button. For a second, nothing happens. Then David's laptop starts beeping. Quickly. It's live, he says. All 11 partners. At the same time, Rachel brings up a screen showing traffic. Readers. In real time. 100, then 1,000, then 10,000. The counter rises, faster, faster. Within minutes, it becomes the most read article on every partner site. Within 15 minutes, it's trending on every platform. Within 30 minutes, major broadcasters are picking it up. You look at the counter. 100,000 readers, 200,000, 500,000, and that in 20 minutes. You think of the 7 names in these documents. Right now, wherever they are, their phones are ringing, your lawyers are calling, your systems are running at full speed. The machine is being exposed, not destroyed yet. Not yet, but seen. For the first time seen, it's coming fast. Official statements from the parties mentioned. Categorically false. Fake documents. A politically motivated attack. We are examining all legal options. Rachel reads them aloud, calmly, almost amused. Standard script, David says. Denial. Attack the whistleblower. Stall for time. Will it work, you ask? For some people, yes. There are always people who believe the denial. And the others? The others look at the documents, which are now stored on 400 mirror sites and can never be completely deleted from the internet. Your phone. Now back on, with a new SIM card Rachel gave you. Messages are pouring in, strangers, dozens, then hundreds. Thanks. We knew something was wrong. I used to work for one of those companies, so you've seen things too. How can I help? You show Rachel. She smiles. The first genuine smile you see from her. That's the part they can't plan for. The wave. A story breaks out, and people who have been silent begin to speak. And then more. And then even more. The machine doesn't just run on money and power. She runs in silence. And the silence breaks. It always had to end this way. You knew that deep down, from the moment you opened that folder 6 months ago. The knock comes at 5:23 p.m. Officially, measured 3 sharp blows. David looks at the small monitor connected to a camera outside. 2 men, badges visible, real ones this time. Federal agents, Rachel says quietly. We knew that was coming. She looks at you. Our lawyers are already out there. You don't have to say anything, not a word. Just let them take you away and stay silent. You're arresting me? Arrest for questioning. With all this public attention, they can't just let it disappear. Every move they make is being watched. You stand up, straighten your jacket. Are you going to continue? You ask Rachel. Even after that? She looks almost offended. This is the story of a generation. I'll keep going until there's nothing left to tell. You nod. Walk to the door. Open it. The agents are professional. Calm. Please come with us. You step into the hallway. One of the agents grabs your arm, and you think. 6 months ago, you found a folder, and you were too afraid to act. Today, someone acted for you, and everything changed. What would have happened if you had acted sooner? What would happen if more people stopped waiting? White walls, neon lights, Metal Table. Deine Anwältin ist schon da, eine Frau namens Torres. Scharfe Augen, ruhige Hände. She leans forward before the agents enter. Don't answer anything. I'll do the talking. The agents enter. They sit down across from you. One of them speaks. Do you know why you're here? Torres answers. My client is here voluntarily to cooperate with any legitimate legal investigation. All questions about the documents should be directed to. The documents were obtained illegally. That is for a court to decide. Your client stole company property. My client is a private citizen who came into possession of information about possible criminal activities and whose identity was used, without consent, to disseminate this information. Back and forth. Legal language, precise, deliberate. You sit there silent and observe. You realize, this room, this table, this interrogation, this is actually the safest place you've been today. Because in here, everything is recorded, everything is witnessed. The machine is powerful, but it prefers darkness. And right now you are sitting under very bright lights. 2 senators call for an official investigation based on the documents. You close your eyes. 6 months. 6 months of paralysis, and in a single day. There's more. Torres said softly. One of the 7 individuals named has hired a crisis communications firm. Say, this means that they no longer simply deny. They manage the narrative. Is that good or bad? Fake. And it means they're afraid. Truly confident people don't hire crisis teams. The agents are coming back. A different energy now, less aggressive. The older one sits down. We would like to discuss a possible collaboration regarding the origin of the documents. Torres sits up straight. My client did not distribute these documents. My client is a witness, not a suspect. We understand that this may be the case. We are interested in how these documents came into your client's possession. Torres looks at you. You think back to that quiet Tuesday afternoon. The file that shouldn't have been there. The choice you made to copy it. The choice you made to keep it. The choice you made to do nothing, and the choice that someone else made for you. Trun, we will consider any formal written request. Trun, Torres says. The agents nod. The interrogation ends. For now, they let you leave at 7:15 p.m. You go outside and you stop. There are people. Not a crowd, not a demonstration. Just people. Maybe 60. Maybe 70. Standing silently in front of the federal building. Some hold their phones with the article displayed. Others hold up handwritten signs. So we have seen the documents, and the truth does not need permission, so we are watching. A woman sees you leaving. She says nothing. She simply raises her phone. The article, your photo, your words. The others notice. Silent recognition, no applause, no slogans, just a presence. Just people who read something true and decided to come and stand somewhere because of it. Torres puts a hand on your shoulder. Come on, you need to get to safety. Injolf. You follow her, but you turn around once. Toward those people. Ordinary people. Who have read something and decided to show up. And you think, that's all it takes. That's always what's needed. Someone who tells the truth, and other people who decide not to look away. A small apartment, 3rd floor, another part of town. Torres and 2 colleagues. Computers open, phones ringing. You're sitting on a simple sofa, exhausted, drained, worn out. One of Torres's colleagues hands you a sandwich wrapped in paper. You eat it without smelling anything. On a laptop screen in the room, a news channel. A debate about the documents, your name, the investigation, experts who analyze financial connections, the name of your company. And one by one, cautiously, using the appropriate legal language, the 7 names. Now in the world. Undeniable. Torres sits down next to you. She, how are you? She, I really don't know. She nods. That's fair. She, what's happening tomorrow? She, more legal noise. More media. Perhaps other documents that emerge from other sources. Once this kind of thing breaks out, people start coming forward. People who knew too? Raidur, people who knew, people who suspected. People who had pieces of the puzzle but couldn't see the whole picture. Until now. Prue, you look at the TV screen. Will it count? Here. Torres remains silent for a moment. Or will it count? Torres remains silent for a moment. But sometimes one day is the day it all begins. You can't sleep. Lying in the small room of the hideout, you think, not tomorrow, 6 months ago. That Tuesday afternoon. The file that shouldn't have been there, you remember exactly when you saw it. Project Lighthouse. You remember the feeling. Strange. Like discovering a door in a wall you thought was solid. You copied the files, then you closed the folder, moved the archive as your boss asked you to, went home, had dinner, watched something on television, tried to act like you hadn't seen anything. You almost succeeded, for about a week. And then the wait started. You spent 6 months telling yourself you were being cautious, strategic, that you were waiting for the right moment. But the truth? You were afraid. Afraid of exactly what happened today. The exposure, the danger, the loss of your ordinary life. And it happened anyway. Because doing nothing is not protection. It's just delayed exposure, with interest. If you had gone to see someone 6 months ago, with a lawyer, carefully, properly, would you have been safer? Maybe. Maybe not. But it would have been your choice. Instead, someone else did it for you. And you are grateful, and furious, and sad. All at the same time, you close your eyes, tomorrow will be noisy, and the day after, and long after. But tonight you sleep. For the first time in 6 months without this weight, you wake up before dawn. For a second, you forget. That ordinary half moment between sleep and memory. Then it all comes back at once. The email, the documents, Rachel, the interrogation, the people outside, everything. You grab the new phone Torres gave you. The article, 14 million views, 14 million. 3 governments have announced investigations. 2 of the 7 individuals named have hired additional lawyers. One of them has become completely silent. No statements, no appearances. The machine keeps running. But now it runs fearfully. It's different. You get up, look out the window, the city below. Early morning. Quiet, people going to work, having coffee, living their lives. Most of them are unaware of your existence. Most will never know anything about it. But some read the article last night and understood something they didn't understand before. About how things work, about who makes the decisions, about the gap between what we are told and what is true. That gap is a little smaller today, maybe just a little, but smaller. Torres arrives at 7 o'clock. He puts a coffee on the table. He sits down opposite you. We need to talk about the next few months. You nod. Criminal charges. The company is incurring expenses, theft of proprietary information. How serious is it? You're serious. Yeah, but defensible. Whistleblower protections are strong if it can be established that you had reasonable grounds to believe criminal activity was taking place. What I had, what the documents confirm, yes. And personally, Torres consults his notes. Your apartment isn't safe for the foreseeable future. Your workplace, obviously. Your daily routine. It's over. Temporarily. We hope so. You squeeze the coffee cup between your hands. My sister, and we're in touch. She and the children are fine. She wants to talk to you. Is it safe to call? On the secure line? Yes. You call. Your sister answers. Are you okay? I'm okay. Are the kids? They're fine, confused, asking questions. What are you telling them? A pause. That their uncle did something brave, and that sometimes brave things are complicated. You don't respond, because there's nothing to say to that except thank you. Rachel calls at 9 a.m. You need to see something. She sends a link, a blog post, anonymous, someone who works at one of the named companies. They've published internal communications, corroborating the documents. Then another link, a former employee, named, on camera, talking, then another and another. People who had pieces, people who suspected. People who stayed silent for the same reasons you did, and are now speaking because someone else went first. It's a river, Rachel says. You broke the dam. Now everything that was backed up behind it is coming through. You think about the Tuesday afternoon. The folder, the copy you made. You weren't trying to be a hero. You were just too curious. Too honest. Too unable to look away. That's all. You weren't special. You were just the person who was there. And that's always how it happens. The person who was there, who couldn't look away, who held on to something true, even when it was terrifying, even when it cost everything, even when they weren't sure it would matter. You spend the afternoon with Torres, legal strategy, what to say, what not to say, what's coming. At some point, she steps out to take a call. You're alone in the room. You open a new document on the laptop. Start typing, not for anyone, just for yourself. What would you do if you knew something true that powerful people wanted to stay hidden? You sit with that question. 6 months ago, your answer was nothing, or wait, or someone else will handle it. Today, your answer is different. Not because you're braver, not because you're smarter, but because you understand something now that you didn't before. Silence isn't neutral. Every time someone looks away from something true, the machine gets stronger. Every time someone stays quiet to protect themselves, the people the machine harms are left without protection. Your silence wasn't harmless. It was a choice. Just like speaking was a choice. And you'll spend a long time figuring out how to live with both of those choices. Torres comes back, ready to go through the legal documents? Yes. You close the laptop. 3 weeks later, a Senate hearing. You're not testifying, not yet. But 2 people from the documents are. You watch on a small television in Torres's office. They deflect, use legal language, say they can't recall. The machine doing what machines do, but the senators have the documents, and the senators have the corroborating testimonies that came after. And the senators have 14 million people who read the article. It's slow, frustrating. Not the dramatic collapse you might have hoped for, but movement. Definite movement. Torres looks at you. This is how it actually works. Not in a day, not in a week. Years? Sometimes. Yes. You think about the people who came before, people who found true things and held on to them, who went through exactly this, the noise, the legal battles, the waiting, the slow grinding forward. Did it matter? You ask. For them? Torres doesn't answer immediately. Ask me in 10 years. You nod. That's the honest answer, the only honest answer. Your apartment eventually. Different. You notice everything now, the sounds, the neighbors, who passes in the hall. Not paranoia exactly. Awareness. You know things about the world now that you can't unknow. About power, about silence, about the gap between what we're told and what's true. You can't go back to not knowing, you wouldn't want to, but you understand now why people do. Why people find the folder and close it again, walk away, pretend. Because knowing is heavy, and acting on what you know is heavier. Your phone. A message from someone you don't know. I found something at my company. I don't know what to do. Someone told me to message you. You stare at it for a long time, then you call Torres. Someone needs help. Send me their information. This is the new normal. Not dramatic, not loud, just the slow, persistent work of people who decided they couldn't look away. So here's what no one tells you about knowing too much. It's not a superpower, it's not exciting, it's not like the movies. It's lonely, it's expensive. It's slow, it's frightening, it costs things you can't get back. But here's the other thing no one tells you. The alternative is worse. Because living with the weight of something true that you refuse to act on, that costs things too. Just invisibly, just slowly, just quietly. Until one day, you look at yourself and don't recognize the person who decided that their comfort was worth more than the truth. You didn't ask to find that folder. You didn't choose to know what you know. But you did find it. And you do know. And now you have to figure out what kind of person you are. Not in some dramatic final moment, but every day, in small ways, in ordinary choices. The machine runs on silence. Your silence, my silence, all of ours. And we can choose differently. One person, one truth, one decision at a time. What would you do? If you woke up and you knew too much? If the folder was there and you saw what was inside? Would you close it? Or would you keep reading? Think about it. This story is fiction. But the Epstein case isn't. It's real. Over 2,000 names, real documents, real people. And most of them are still free. Because the system protects them. Because power protects itself. Because silence is rewarded. Speaking out is punished. What would you do if you were on the list? Would you hold the evidence? Or would you share it? Would you choose your life or the truth? Say it in the comments, because this question applies to all of us, every day. In our small lists, our small silences, our small fears. Epstein is dead, but the list lives on, and the questions remain unanswered. Good night.